Welcome back to Blood Omen for what might be the last recording. We're going into the endgame now, I think. Probably another dungeon, maybe two.
I found myself once more in the Nosgoth I knew. The carnage from battle was gone. Yet there was something amiss. From the distance, I heard cries, and a breeze from the south carried with it the faint odor of vampire blood.
Yeah, we, going back in time and assassinating the most popular political figure on the planet may have had some repercussions. Once again, really need to stop using the D-pad. Couldn't be too much further. Probably. Hopefully.
'Twould seem the folly fell upon my own shoulders. With their sainted King William dead by my hand, the people of the land were consumed by a hunger all their own, for vampire blood.
Well, I mean, it is pretty tangy. You've had vampire blood, Kain. You know I'm right. You'd eat it all the time if you could. You fat bastard. Huh. Let's go a little bit faster.
As I wandered about more, the shrieking and cheering became more apparent and defined. There was some sort of gathering to the south, for with each cheer I smelled an outpour of blood.
How the fuck much further south we gotta go?
I make no pretense to justify my killing, yet these vampire hunters would cloak their bloodlust beneath a veil of righteousness. Hypocrites! They would make themselves judge and jury. Very well then, let us see how they take to my role as executioner.
I was gonna basically ignore you, but you just had to smack me. I don't know why, but there's a weird delay when they get put in the stun state from, you know, hitting themselves. Oh dear, a trail of Hearts of Darkness. That's ominous. Though it is a very good, it is a very good road marker. Because you know I'm gonna follow it. Ooh! Help recoup some of the losses from Willie.
Unholy scourge! Not yet, my friend. Would you be free of the plague if only one city was cleansed? No! Would you spare one wolf in the pack that has devastated your herd? No! Then let us destroy them all! Yeah! He is the last! Destroy him!
Bring it, bitches.
The people will not rest until Nosgoth is purged of your kind.
I had been betrayed. In my haste I had not realized it before. That sigil on his forehead, the Oracle of Nosgoth, was in fact the time streamer Mobius, and I had followed his advice. How much of my quest was of his design? Willendorf? The Battle of the Last Stand? William the Just? Was this the trap he had fashioned for me?
We will send you back to the grave, whence you came, vampire.
Yeah, as it turns out, a mob of poorly armed and disorganized peasants, not very effective at killing, you know, an unstoppable blood god. So, yeah, Vorador's dead. Kind of. Sort of. Okay, he's... How how to explain this. Vampires are really, really hard to kill in Nosgoth. As in, he's not dead. Yeah, he just got his head cut off. It's right there. In fact, you can still see his headless body there. This is also the only time you can see Vorador with an in-game model. But yeah, we'll never see the scene of his resurrection, but don't worry, he's fine. He will be fine. Later, off-screen.
I have seen the future, Kain. You are not in it.
One of the things he just said is true. Dude, your army is so weak, I don't even have to fight them. I just have to let them smack at me and they kill themselves.
Let us fall upon the puppets from the past.
Okay, that's the thing that makes this boss fight, quote-unquote fight, interesting. Mobius is something of a, Anyway, Mobius is something of a, what's the word? Not a boss rush? A minion rush, I guess? Yeah, now he'll summon up some more recent enemies. Eventually. There we go! I don't even recognize you. Sure can take a beating, though. Who are you? Was that Otmar? Okay, Mobius, fuck off. Get out of here. Open the gate. Oh, it was open.
And from ages yet to come.
Yep, it's a mirror match. And he's using one axe. As with most fights, this is not dangerous. You're actually in more danger from Mobius and his fucking magic missile than you are from the possibly fake Kain. Yeah, interesting thing here, it's not entirely clear if that actually is a Kain from the future, or like what's going on. There was talk with the sixth game, the one that never happened, about possibly needing to possibly going back in time and needing to like throw a fight with yourself from Blood Omen 1, but obviously nothing ever came of that. Fucking die already! Don't make me bust the Reaver out. Think I won't do it? I want to do it. Come on. There we go. Sort of crumbles to ash. One hit.
Ironic. By going back in time and altering the past, you turned William the Just into the Nemesis.
Aye, you have seen my plan, vampire, as I have seen your destiny. The future says you die.
But I am dead. As are you.
God, I love that line. So, who's left?
I knew that Mobius's hourglass was the focus of his time-streaming magic. Farewell, sorcerer. The sands of time have ceased to flow for you.
Well done, Kain. Mobius did so love playing the trickster's part. His guise as the Oracle served his schemes well. Pity with all his plots he failed to plan for you. Come to me, my undead son. Make haste to the pillars. The stage is set for the grand finale. You will have your vengeance.
And naturally, my cat is desperately beating on the door, wanting out. I'm gonna let this one play out. In part because I'm gonna get up and go let him out, so I'll be right back. Back just in time. So here it is, the end game. But, while I'm doing this boss fight, do me a favor and take a count.
You betrayed us, Mortanius. You had Kain killed and turned him into a monster. You set him upon us.
It had to be. Nopraptor's insanity poisoned all of our minds. The Circle had failed in its sworn duties. It had to be destroyed.
Failed our duties? Idiot! The Circle exists for us. We don't exist for it. Our powers will save or damn Nosgoth at our whim. Stand with us, Mortanius, or die.
Then I shall die.
Damn. Where'd the hole go? Pennywise?
If the circle is to be destroyed, you have to die as well, Necromancer. I admire your cunning, but you will not escape your fate.
Nay, I will embrace it, but my death will leave one more to take, Princeling. Finish me!
Okay. Uh-oh. You lying prick. Unfortunately for you, I am a cheating asshole. I'll give you this, you put up more of a fight than fucking Mobius did. Okay, that's actually kind of clever. The green skeletons are explosive. I mean, it didn't work because most OP spell of the game, but... Did he teleport? I guess. Either that or the game's glitching out. There he is. Now he's just summoning bombs.
You thought yourself a king, when in fact you were a pawn. You have served me well, Kain.
I serve no one.
Indeed, such narrow vision. Don't you see? My silencing of Ariel and its calculated repercussions is but the first act in my theater of Grand Guignol. The tragic hero. Play on, little vampire. Play on.
Ve Victus!
And here we have the actual final boss. It was also incredibly easy. He hits like a truck, but he's incredibly slow, and all of his attacks are magical. Go ahead and pick these up.
Anacroth's magic was contained within the metal of the scales and would eventually be released back into the pillar from whence it came. The scales of Anacroth I lay before the Pillar of States. The pillar accepted its offering. Thus, it was restored.
Save Victor!
What's happening to the screen every time he does that? I don't know, it's kind of creepy.
The death orb of Mortanius had given the necromancer dominion over the grave. I had thought him the last of the circle, and yet he spoke of another. Before the Pillar of Death, I lay the orb of Mortanius. The pillar accepted its offering. Thus, it was restored.
Yeah, you may remember that we've killed 8 circle members in total. When the game started, Ariel was already dead. Ariel being the guardian of balance. When I mentioned earlier about the pillars, they you know, I'm just gonna save it because it's about to be explained, like right after this boss fight. Ow. Let's go ahead and do this with some style. Be appropriate about this. Ah, thank you. The fuck?
I am the last pillar, the only survivor of the Circle of Nine. At my whim, the world will be healed or damned. At my whim.
I feel like, a cutscene was skipped. Okay, yeah, what Kain just said. He is the last pillar. He is the pillar of balance. When Ariel died, that actually wasn't right before the game started. It was like 20 or 30 years before the game started. The pillars pick their new guardian at birth. When Ariel died was when Kain was born. How could that possibly be the case? Because that seems really coincidental, doesn't it? It's because there's no such thing as a coincidence in Nosgoth. Fate is extremely real. Time is extremely linear. When I referred to the first paradox in the battle with William the Just, that's actually something that will come up later in the Soul Reaver series. Well, sub-series. Basically, I'm just gonna explain that when I get to it. It's a whole thing. Suffice to say, we have 2 endings to pick from now. The canonical ending and the shitty ending. Since the game just let me save, I'm gonna take the shitty ending to show it off.
In his life, he was unknown, a petty noble. In death, he was unknown. Yet by choosing oblivion, he restored balance to the land. Shades cast no shadows.
Wow. That was actually even worse than I was expecting. Okay, so, oh wow, 28. Princess. Okay, so, skip out of that. Let's load back up. Why are you still here? Apparently I gotta redo the boss fight. I'll be right back. And we're back. This time we're gonna go with the canonical ending. Because really, with everything that's happened up to now, why would you think for even an instant that Kain would sacrifice himself for any reason? Also, I just noticed something. Before we cut this. You see, look at the Soul Reaver. Look where the blade meets the hilt. Look where the blade is not meeting the hilt. Okay, let's end this.
Once I embraced my powers, I realized that Vorador was correct. We are gods. Dark gods. And it is our duty to thin the herd.
That ending is a lot better, just in terms of, like, coolness factor. It's still not good. But, okay. Quick little, like, what would I even call this? Ramble? Yeah, let's call it a ramble. You may have noticed that, the final boss kinda came out of nowhere. That was not Mortanius, like, behold my true form and despair. That was a completely different entity possessing Mortanius. That is actually a thing, like, from this iteration of the continuity from Silicon Knights. It's just that it was incredibly stupid there, because it's just like, it's the Super Devil. For Soul Reaver, way later, Crystal Dynamics takes it in a completely different and very interesting direction. This one-off nothing character becomes one of the most important characters in the entire setting, who is also almost never around, and yet always around. There are so many things that I have to praise about this game that have to have the caveat of made better in Soul Reaver, which is really weird because gameplay-wise, Soul Reaver sucks. Oh my god, is it like frustrating to play? You'll understand when we get there, or at least I'll explain better when we get there. Yeah, that was Blood Omen. My final thoughts. The story isn't bad, but it feels really rushed. At least in terms of, like, the cutscenes. The cutscenes were very ambitious for the time, but I think that, like, the reason they feel so quick, so breathless in pace, is because, just like the storage capacity of the discs at the time. All I can say is, thank God I was playing here we go. Tony J. Okay, good, I didn't mix up Tony J and Richard Doyle. Anyway, I completely lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, thank God I was playing the PC version. Because you'll notice that there were loading screens, but they just went by like that. I don't know if you could hear that, but I snapped my fingers.
Coffee guy!
The fuck? Anyway, yeah, in the PC version, it's fast as lightning. In the PS1 version, which I also have, it is slow. Like, it's a couple of... It's like anywhere from 2 to 8 seconds. Which, when you're going from, like, a fifth of a second, that's a massive difference. Anyway, this has been Blood Omen. Is it a great game? No. But I still recommend you check it out, because there is a lot to like about this game, and who knows, maybe you could actually find all 100 secrets. God knows I can't. Nor would I want to try. I probably sound like I hate this game. I don't. It's a bit jank, and it's way too easy. Like, hilariously easy. I had probably around 90 Hearts of Darkness by the end there, and I didn't use the Spirit Forge for them once.
This is a magic.
You be quiet.
The tavern's closed.
I don't know why, but it just started the game. I'm gonna close it here. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope to see you again next time. I'm pretty pumped, so next time is probably gonna be Soul Reaver, which I'll I'll probably start recording, like, tomorrow. Sometime in the next week. You won't see it by then, because my upload sucks. But it's coming. And Bloodlines will get done someday. Unlike Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's probably never going to get done. Why are you still here? Why am I still here? Bye!